Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of the video, guys. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. I managed to find a 30% plus opportunity at its highest point of opportunity in the day. And if that's something you want to become part of and you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So here we are with CLOV, Clover Health Investments. CLOV stock just continues to go lower. We've talked about if this broke through 10, it would go down towards 9. If it broke through 9, we could see this getting closer to 850, and now we're below 850. And the lowest point that we've seen recently is 796. So I'm just going to start this video off right now with stating, do you think this is going to break through 750, or the bottom is here? Like we just saw it around 750 or above 750, like 780, 770 to $8, around that area. Worst case scenario, or we have more room to fall? That's a big question for all of you guys. Are you buying the dip? Is your conviction still there? And what are you holding if you're holding a position? And how do you feel about this moving forward? Because one thing I do want to state to you guys, no one knows the bottom. And I'm not saying a short squeeze like this one can happen again, but this is where opportunities are formed, because that's how we caught it over at the Patreon in the low 7s, even high 6s, and rode this one back up for 30, 50, even 80% plus opportunities from those lows. And then as it pulled back again in May, I started to watch it and it looked like an opportunity again. Not expecting this type of squeeze, but turned out much more spectacular than anticipated, because I was not expecting this stock to run up like it did these last several times that quickly. I was just looking to buy it on the dip and buy the dips of the dip, because that's just what I'm willing to do when I'm actually preparing myself for an opportunity. But the charts have to go ahead and make it sense, right? Make sense of it all and look at it from that point. And this turned out to be phenomenal. Now we're pulling back again. No one knows the bottom, but it is important to be aware of these levels, and that is why I'm starting off the video with that question, as well as stating to remind you guys, this is where opportunities are formed. I'm not stating we're going to have the same squeeze, right? I'm not stating that's even possible. It could probably be even better than that. It could be worse than that. But it's all about not knowing the bottom, but catching yourself as close as you can to the bottom. And I think this is much closer than the top, but it's still looking very bearish. I think this still has room to fall, especially the 52-week range, lowest point being 631. It's going to be interesting. Is it going to get closer to it, or is it not even going to reach it, or is it going to break it? That's the big question. So what am I watching for tomorrow? The first thing is the support level 796. If that gets broken through, I'd watch 796 all the way to 750, and then 750 to $7, and so forth. Now, the most important thing for the bulls, because we are below the 50-day moving average, is the highest point of the day, and that's 871, and all the way up here to 924 to start pushing upwards, reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, another key thing that's making this obvious why it's going downwards is because the average volume is higher than the total volume, and this average volume has continued to diminish over time, and the total volume on the daily has diminished as well. And now the reason why volume has such a huge impact is because if there's a lot of volume out of this actually falling, it's actually showing how much it's reflecting in the chart, because all the volume that we're seeing, even though it's less than the average and also pretty high numbers, is mostly selling pressure, because that's why it's going downwards. There's less coming in and more going out. So one of the biggest things is too the volume strength, and average volume has gotten weaker and weaker, as well as daily volume. As always, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you want to become part of that as well, and you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I want to share with you guys today is one that I've talked about before since June 6th over at the Patreon. And before we look at that chart and why this is a stock to start watching, because this already gave us, after it bottomed out to its most recent low, a 10 to 20% jump. The opportunity is becoming even larger based off analysis ratings and how the stock is reacting. But before we look at it, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. I managed to find one home run opportunity today that gave us 30% plus at its highest point. And if that's something you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors looking to learn and grow together. So we talked about HUDI, VERB, DTSS, and NLSP. Now DTSS gave us 10% plus. HUDI gave us 10% plus at the moment of this post. It almost turned out to be a 20% plus gainer, giving 18%, nearly almost 20. And then VERB turned out to be a home run for the day in just 15 minutes after the bell. And that was 20% plus, guys. This was phenomenal, but it turned out to be even more, right? It almost reached 40%, but here it is, 30% plus at its highest point. We talked about VRB early on in the pre-market, jumped up, pulled back. It was kind of consolidating, dipped a little bit, and took off 20% plus in just 15 minutes, pulled back down the next 20 minutes, and then it just took off from there for the rest of the day, giving a highest point of 30% plus, almost reaching 40% plus. So if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. So here we are with the ticker symbol we're about to mention, and this is a stock I mentioned back on June 6th, guys. And I pointed out a support level that I was watching very closely, and we're getting close to it. So you're going to see how this chart has reacted since then, because it continued to pull downwards and it bounced off a recent low that it touched and jumped up 10 to 20% after that. And here we are pulling back again, presenting itself as an opportunity, guys. The more it pulls back, the bigger the opportunity, but definitely something to do more research on and understand. So we talked about this one back on June 6th. You could see here how it was pulling back, hit a recent low of $14.58 and took off to $17 in just a few days, and then continued to consolidate, and the highest point that it reached was $17.34. So it gave several opportunities of 10 to 20% after that dip and consolidation, and now it's collapsed into further weakness. And if you look here, I was looking at that 1320 as the lowest point that it recently touched after we mentioned it, and it happened before, right, in that big collapse, and we're heading towards it now, right, 1384. If this is the bottom, right, this is a huge opportunity knowing about this now, but you have to do your due diligence and research to understand the company. Now, if it turns out that it is not the bottom, right, and it continues to go lower, the opportunity is becoming larger, but it's definitely something that's speculative, and that's something to be aware of. We were catching it on that last dip. It was the most recent dip that it gave us, and it popped up, giving 10 to 20% opportunities throughout that whole entire consolidation. Now it's pulled back some more, and if this is a stock that someone decided, or even myself, to hold long term, I would be looking at what's going on and decide to even buy the dip further. Every single stock that I buy, if I hold it long enough, I'm always willing to buy the dip. And this is one of those opportunities to keep cost average as low as possible and also maximize the opportunity. So definitely do your research to understand what's going on, why it pulled back, Do you think it's temporary? Do you think it's going to be permanent? What are analysis stock ratings saying? And how is it that you feel about what's going on after doing your due diligence and a rationalization of what you see? But here I have the analysis ratings from the past. Okay, this was way back when I talked about it when it was at $15. This could have changed, but the low end was saying $15, the average $30, and the high $50. So that is something to be aware of. It could have changed a bit since then, or this just could be an overreaction. So definitely something to be aware of, and also do further due diligence on what analysis ratings are saying now. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions of the stocks I mentioned. If not, enlighten everyone on the stocks I watch and why I watch them. And as always, let's make some money.